Hello travelers. In this video we're talking about a film I watched last night with my fiance called Annihilation. And the thing you're looking at right now, it says it's on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but you could watch it. We watched it for free on YouTube with some ads. And honestly, this isn't like a movie review video or anything, but I just want to talk about this movie because it had some like underlying concepts and themes within it that were almost more interesting than whoever wrote it. The writing was bad. The actresses were good. The visuals were fucking amazing, but the writing was like really bad and stale. But even so, it didn't matter because there was concepts within it that were really cool, and it just kept, I love a movie that you walk away from or you fall asleep after and then you just keep thinking about, and this was one of those movies. So it's called Annihilation with Natalie Portman. I always think of The Professional or Star Wars for her, but this was really cool for her. One Way In, No Way Out, from the director of Ex Machina, which I actually never seen. But in this movie, there's like something that comes to Earth, and it's not supernatural. It's like a alien life force, something, another species or some shit, and then it just keeps expanding and growing, and that's what you see in this picture. This like crazy rainbowish water shit, but they walk through it, and the movie has all these underlying concepts that are really cool. And let's go back for a sec. Yeah, just underlying themes that I keep seeing in many stories. From like I like to bring up the idea of a dog whistle, how we can't hear it or perceive it because it's above the spectrum. And then the opposite of that, if you go lower in the spectrum, below like the 50 hertz level, there's sounds that can be made that we can't detect through our hearing, but they affect us, like our minds. And it's been proven that like the lower tones could drive you mad or make you just sick and ill. And it's really interesting to me. One of the first things when they go through, they're attacked by this alligator, and then they shoot the fucking thing. Natalie Portman like guns it down like a champ eventually, but they shoot it and they realize this thing's like reanimating weird. It is an alligator, but in this terrain, it's not a horror, it's not supernatural, it's like alien stuff. Like there's a difference. And in this terrain, like the supernatural, things are being affected. They're being affected differently by how the light is reflecting upon this space, because it's like a prism. It's like a different reflection, and it's reanimating molecules of cells and DNA. And this is what made me the most interested about this film, because we're just like living organisms. We're cells that and that's what everything is, the more you magnify in. So this movie is like actually really cool. And then after they get attacked by alligator, they find this like crazy, look at this thing. And I'm sorry, it's a little blurry. It was hard to find a picture of this on the internet, but you could look it up yourself. And it was like a human, like his legs are down here, or hers. And then it totally like grows like this creepy piece of like fucking, I don't know, nature art. And it's like reanimating the cells and molecules in us when we die. Like this person died, and then it reformed in the earth like as a flower, basically, is what I'm getting out of this. It's pretty fucking crazy. This shot is later in the movie. It's really slow, actually. The first like 30 minutes, here I say that the first, honestly, don't give up on, we power through. The first 30 minutes or so is like really stale, and the writing was bad. There's too much romance shit. But like by the 30-minute mark, when they go in, like what you're seeing here with this alligator, it gets interesting. And then by the end, I didn't regret watching it. Okay, this part, the bear, they get all tied up because the one girl goes crazy, like I was talking about, that low hertz drove her fucking little schizo bananas. It wasn't the hertz thing, but I'm saying it was that idea, like she was being taken over and she could see like her fingerprints moving, like she was going insane. So she tied up the other crew, like the 3 others, and she's like, I had to tie you up because you're all gonna declare me insane and try to kill me. But then this fucking bear comes, and this was actually one of the creepiest parts of the movie. This bear shows up. This isn't a very good picture of it, but when it like it doesn't roar like a bear. It's yelling like the dead member. This bear killed one of their team earlier, and it's yelling in that girl's voice. Like, it's like, ah! And it's so fucking creepy. I've never seen that in anything. And it actually, and by this point, I was like, all right, the first 30 minutes can kick it, but this is pretty cool. This movie got good. And in the same instance, they're in this like little hut here, and then this girl, I think she was I don't know if she was the biologist. I forget what she was in the film, but she basically doesn't care about the mission anymore and wants to end up being one of these things. Like, she embraces it, and that's what these are. Like, they were human. Look at the thighs. Like, they're plants. But the idea is, like, your DNA and molecules, like, would dissolve into this and be re-replicated and reborn again through this lively flower or this other. And it's because they're in this space with this prism. Really creepy. That's what I mean. Like, the movie wasn't well written, but it had a lot of underlying themes that were like really good. And this guy freaked me out, man. This guy's name is Jake Johnson, the guy from New Girl, and he had like a thick accent in some of the scenes. He had a thick accent, like a whatever he was going for. But how is this not... I was like... We were cracking up, me and my fiance, because I was like, how is this not Poe Dameron? Who the fuck is this guy, right? Look, it's the guy from New Girl, right? Or wait, is it? Hang on. IMDb... Annihilation. Yeah, I was like, is this the guy from New Girl, or is this the guy from Star Wars? He looks the same to me. Let me find the cast. Oh, see, yeah, it's Poe. That's what it was. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, guys, you had to find that out with me. All right. This is Poe Dameron. But then I found this guy. I thought it was him. I thought it was this guy from New Girl. It's like the same fucking guy to me. It's like his older brother, right? Look at this shit. This has nothing to do with the movie. But it blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck is going on? These guys should have been brothers, or cousins at the very least, right? Alright, let's get back to the movie. So this guy freaked me out because I thought he was somebody else, and I don't know who the fuck his real identity is. But he goes crazy in the movie. And then by the end, they're just going to this fucking light tower for like a week in this movie. And by the end, Natalie Portman gets to this light tower and she goes in the core of it, and it's so fucking creepy. This thing is basically like space, like dark matter eating time, and then it just wants like pieces, just like a little drop of your blood to like take the DNA and re-replicate it. And that's what's fucking going on with this. One of the creepiest alien scenes I've ever seen, by the way. Just if you don't like want to watch this movie, just watch towards the end where this cloud, it takes literally a drop of her blood and it reanimates her to like mirror her and replicate her. And the underlying theme I got from it was don't react, going all the way back to the bear. The people who reacted in this room that were tied up to the chair got their like fucking throats ripped out of them. And then the underlying theme of this, anything she did, it mirrored her because she was reacting to this entity. It was really creepy. And they kept doing ass shots. I don't know why. They're obsessed with this alien's ass. And it was clearly just like Natalie Portman in a green suit. But you get it. And this burnt charcoal. Look at this dude. This burnt dude. Guess who that is? Yeah, let me find him. That's Poe. That's Oscar Isaac, man. He fries alive, or he like kills himself in this video that they watch in the movie. But before he did that, the thing took his blood and it like even had his skin. So by the end of the movie, you're like, yo, the guy that comes back to her isn't even her husband. It's the alien like reformed as her. And that's what this is getting at. And she like tries to get out of the room. It's a really creepy scene actually. And it like pounces on her because she pounces out of the room. But it's about, I think what I took away from it is that no matter how strong something is, like rock, no matter how rigid and strong something could be, it will always be water, or it will always be the passive that can overcome it. It can wrap around it and defeat it through like, then that's what she had to do. Basically, it was really weird. You guys got to watch this movie. Just wanted to show the prism. Because a prism was... refraction was what they kept bringing out throughout the movie, and that's what I got from it, being in this terrain, how the light, like, reanimated the area. Refraction is the bending of light when it travels from one medium to another medium. Easiest example, if number 2 pencil, or a pen or whatever, you just put it in a cup with water, and no matter, like, if you put it down the cup, it'll look like it's bent. That's refraction, guys. When light crosses the boundary between both of the mediums, then there is a deviation that occurs in the path of the light ray. This phenomenon is known as refraction. Some examples: glasses or contacts. You might not realize it, but if you wear glasses, as I do, yeah, I'm refracting. Or contact lenses, even. I don't wear them, but this is light refraction at play. Human eyes have lens. Prism. Have you ever played with a crystal or any type of prism? A pickle jar. Ice crystals, glass, twinkling stars, microscope or telescope, camera. Hey, that's what you're watching me through. There's a really nice camera over there. I know, I worked hard for it. A fishbowl. That's a good one. I like fishes, actually. What are different effects of refraction of light? You're reading the answer. This is the first major effect of refraction. Spectacles. We can see easily through the spectacles by phenomenon of refraction. Formation of rainbows. First the refraction of sunlight, and then scattering of the beam. Ooh. Lens on your smartphone cameras. For all you modern hippies, you hipsters. Light from the stars. What is the reason behind refraction of light? When light passes or travels from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the speed of light, and hence, this is the reason behind refraction. That's what it says. I don't know. That's what they're telling me. What are some examples of refraction of light? Change in speed causes change of direction. Okay. This change of direction is caused by a change in speed. Lenses. There are 2 kinds of lens. They keep bringing that up. Rainbows. They're obsessed. The rainbows, apparently. What objects refract light? Translucent stones and crystals like diamonds, topaz, amethyst, and quartz. Amethyst and quartz can refract light. All types of lenses and certain types of mirrors. High gravity objects such as stars produce gravitational lensing, which is not precisely refraction depending upon which definition you use. Huh. Crazy, right? These crazy kids. It had this underlying refraction theme, and it also had this underlying cell theme. That we're all organisms, right? That's all we are. We're cells, like 1 and then 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, and it just like... Organisms can be classified as unicellular, consisting of a single cell such as bacteria, or multicellular, including plants and animals. Most unicellular organisms are classified as microorganisms. What's the difference between an organism and a cell? Is that an organism in biology is a discrete and complete living thing, such as animal, plant, fungus, or microorganism, while cell is a single room dwelling for a hermit, or cell can be us, informal, a cellular phone. What? To place or enclose in a cell. Other comparisons? Yeah, they're just going in comparison. Why are cells important for living organisms? Why do we need it? Why are cells important to the bodies of living organisms? Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. The human body is composed of trillions of cells. They provide structure for the body, take in nutrients from food, convert those nutrients into energy, and carry out specialized functions. And that's what we were hitting at in some other videos, guys, with that 528 hertz video that I did. Click back on that, and it's about like our cells are transforming and they're capable of being divine. You guys, we don't know anything about us. We don't know anything about us, I think. Is there a living organism without a cell? That's a good question. Non-cellular life or acellular life is a life that exists without cellular structure for at least a part of its life cycle. Historically, most descriptive definitions of life postulate
definitions of life postulated that a living organism can be composed of one or more cells. But this is no longer considered necessary. A modern criteria allow for forms of life based on other structural arrangements.
The fuck are we talking about, guys? Are organisms the same as a cell? Organism in biology, an organism from Greek organismos. Organismos is an organic living system that functions as an individual entity. All organisms are composed of cells. Cell theory. That's what that says. All organisms are composed of cells. Why is a cell so important to all living things? Cells are the basic building blocks of all living things. The human body is composed of trillions of cells, like we said. They provide structure for the body, take in nutrients, convert nutrients to energy, and carry out specialized functions. That's so fucked up. That's why they were like reforming as those things. Thank you for joining me on this ride in this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Ring a ding ding my bell, baby. And I will see you guys in the next video.